everyone. Happy evening, a very good evening. I hope and I believe all of you are doing well. And here we are to discuss the last 1 month study plan for INI-CET. I know that saying that itself, there's like only 1 month remaining for the next exam, that's the INI-CET exam. I know that it does bring some goosebumps and some anxiety why every 1 month here. And why am I here is basically I had given a study plan previously as well that we are following on the Telegram group, but I'm pretty sure that there are some students who could not get out of the shock of the NEET PG results soon, and they might have not been able to follow that schedule. So that's why here I am to tell you that you might be a bit late, but definitely you can still catch up the train and you can reach your destination and go to the central institutes. Trust me on that. So if you follow the schedule very religiously, you are definitely going to be in a good shape. And if you ask me, NEET PG versus INI-CET, which is the exam which is easier to crack, it's definitely INI-CET. Why? Because there are those limited topics that are asked again and again. You need to master them to crack this exam, right? So it's a more predictable exam, and that's why I say that it's more crackable exam, right? So this is what. So in this today's session, I'll give you the entire detailed schedule. Absolutely, that is what we are going to do. So, Anti Valma, I hope this answers your query. And if there are any other queries, any other difficulties that you are facing during your preparation, please do drop in the live chat. I'll take up the queries in the middle of the session as well. Right. So let's get on with it. And before we actually start, a dose of motivation here. So, if somebody asks me that, what keeps you motivated, what keeps you going all the time, and this has been one of my very favorite quotes. And this is by Michael Jordan, who says that every time I feel tired, when I am exercising and when I'm training, I just close my eyes to see that picture, to see that list with my name, and this usually motivates me to work again. That is what I want each one of you to do today. After this session, your immediate homework is just close your eyes and visualize the result today, the INI-CET result day. Write down your name, like let's say I'll write down Dr. Nikita and INI-CET May 23, my rank is going to be under 100, right? Whatever rank you want, just write it down, write it on a piece of paper, take a picture and put it as your wallpaper of the phone, so that whenever you take your mobile, that's the first thing that you see. Put that piece of paper in front of you, in front of the study desk, so that it keeps you motivated. And even now, I want each one of you to take a minute and just close your eyes and imagine and visualize the result day, and visualize your dream getting true. You are getting your dream rank in INI-CET, and I'm pretty sure that brings a big smile on each one of your face, and you would be very happy, your family would be super happy, and everyone would be super proud of you. And if you ask me that I am an average student, I've not been doing good in my MBBS days, do I still stand a chance to crack this exam? I would say a big yes. Remember, it is hard work which beats the talent, right? We have seen this time and again. It's not just like the students who have been the toppers in the MBBS days, or who are from like the central institutes or the government institutes crack the exams. I have myself had students who were from the private medical colleges, who were FMG students, but they have cracked the INI-CET exam and they are pursuing their residency at AIMS, right? So trust me that it is very possible to crack this exam, right? So whenever you feel tired, you feel like bas ho gaya aur nahi pada jata, just close your eyes, visualize that result day, visualize the list, and visualize your roll number with the dream rank, and that will keep you motivated. Okay, that will keep you motivated. So coming to the study plan that I've had for each one of you, what's the plan? So for the students who are not able to make a timetable and follow it, this is something that you can do. So if you follow this timetable even from tomorrow, okay? Yes, Soumya and Vishnu, I would be answering to your queries. I'll come to whether to use first aid or not to use first aid as well. Right. So now if you start following this timetable even from tomorrow, if you've been following a timetable previously and you've been able to complete your target, stick to that. But for the students who want a detailed timetable, who are like, no, we have not started yet and we want to start very religiously. So basically, if you see the number of days that we have from 1st April to 5th of May, I'm not counting the 6th May, just a day before the exam, because 7th May is our exam day. So 1st May to 5th May, that is 30 days of April plus 5 days, we have a total of 35 days. So even in this 35 days, what you need to do is 28 days, do the one entire cycle of all the 19 subjects. And then the last 7 days, this is what you need to do the revision. Now, from the previous timetable that I had given, we were completing the first cycle on 24th of April. So those students who've been following that timetable are at an advantage that you get extra time for revision. But at the same time, the students who would be starting from tomorrow, please do it at least from tomorrow so that you don't lose out on any more days. It is basically taking up your days from the revision also. And if you ask me what is the most, is the 7 days, last 7 days revision actually important? What if I try to do all the 35 days, just one reading of 19 subjects? I would say a big no. Why? Because the last 7 days, the last 10 days, the last 15 days revision is something which is very, very important, and it gives you that confidence कि चलो एक बार 19 subjects वापस देख लिए. I have revised the volatile stuff again. So this is something which is very, very important. So that is why the plan that I have made for you is 28 days of April, starting from 1st April. Do the one cycle of the subjects. You can also do it system wise. Like some subjects you can read in an integrated fashion, like physio, pharmac, patho, medicine, surgery, where the topics are given in a system wise manner. You can follow the system wise timetable as well. Okay? So, okay, so Sheikh Firdaus also has a query related to first aid, and Haru is asking a query about when the notes would be uploaded. Did the videos? Very glad to know that you are doing it well in time. The notes would be uploaded soon, right? The team is working hard on that to deliver everything on time. So just a bit of more patience, and I'm pretty sure it would be there very soon, right? I know as a faculty that with what speed we are recording everything. Right, so we are working equally hard for each one of you. So now coming back to the timetable. Now this is the timetable that we have, the 28 days ka timetable starting from tomorrow, right? The list of the subjects that I have made, the sequence of the subjects is basically the one which is integrated. So if you start with anatomy tomorrow, now because you are very short of time, you cannot give yourself 4 days and 5 days to finish the subject. You have to finish anatomy in 2 days. I'm pretty sure that many of you would think कि 2 दिन में anatomy कैसे कर सकेंगे, right? All you need to do here, okay, all you need to do here, let me show you the sequence कि करने कैसे है subjects, how you are supposed to complete the subject in such short time. You know how you should be completing the subject. So, first one, before starting any subject, do the previous year questions. That is the most important thing that you have to do. So let's say that I'm starting this timetable tomorrow and I have to do anatomy tomorrow and day after. So what I'll do is first I will solve the previous year questions of INI-CET, at least of the last 5 years, 2017 to 2022. Now where do you get these questions? These are available in the Q Bank section of the PrepLadder app as well, right? So you can use the app basically to solve the previous year questions. This would help you understand that in INI-CET, what topics are important in anatomy, what topics are being asked repeatedly, and what are the topics that I need to focus on, right? What kind of questions, what kind of topics are being asked. And whichever, now solve these previous year questions like a test. Do not do passive solving of the questions. Solve it like an active recall, like an active test that you are giving, and see that how you are scoring. Because if you score good when you are solving these previous year questions, it is definitely going to boost your confidence. At the same time, let's say I am trying to solve the questions from 2017, then I'm doing 18, 19. So what I need to do is when I'm solving a particular paper, anatomy का, then I analyze कि 2017 में ये topics थे, इसमें से this particular question, this particular topic question I got wrong. So put that topic into your weak topics, make the list of the weak topics in all the subjects, So when you make the list of the weak topics, your next task is to complete these weak areas from the notes that you have been reading. Stick to the notes that you have been reading. If you are not happy with the notes that you have read, like let's say you realize in the NEET PG exam, when you gave the NEET PG exam, you realize that in spite of reading from a particular resource, I could not solve the question. Now, one good resource that I can suggest is basically time saving. You can go for a rapid revision from PrepLadder. The videos for that have been uploaded and everything has been covered in a very, very concise manner. So, if I talk about my subject, someone who thinks that I'm afraid of black and white of radiology, what you need to do is just watch the rapid revision videos. It's hardly like 7 hours of the rapid revision of radiology, but everything that is required for the exam has been covered. Right? That is how you're going to save time. This I'm asking you to do if you're not happy with the resource that you have used previously, right? And whatever you learn from the notes, from the videos, please try to make the notes the last minute notes, because those 7 days, right, 28 days का आपका first cycle है, 7 days का revision है. So utilize this first cycle to concise everything and to make the consolidated notes for the last 7 days that you are going to revise. Trust me, in the last 7 days, you will not be able to revise all of this again, right? So what you need to do is, when you are solving the previous year questions, make the notes of every question that is asked like a one-liner. Let's say that Trendelenburg's test is basically testing which nerve? It is the test of superior gluteal nerve. So you need to write this down. Trendelenburg's test, superior gluteal nerve, highlight superior, so that you remember and you revise it in the last 7 days. So if you make the notes of these previous year questions as one-liners, you would be able to revise it in the last 7 days. And it's very, very important to do that, because you cannot afford to make a mistake in a previously asked question or a previously asked topic, right? Here, even one question is extremely important. You must have realized from the NEET PG results that 1 mark here and there, not even one question, 1 mark here and there, it makes a hell lot of difference in the ranks, right? So make sure you do that. Okay. So thank you so much, Haru. Again, I feel glad that you love the radiology classes. Thank you so much. And radiology, as I said, you can watch from the rapid revision PrepLadder as well, because it's given in a more organized and a concise manner. Okay. So K is saying that, ma'am, not able to concentrate for more hours, like NEET PG. Again, why does this happen? Why we are not able to concentrate is probably because the thing that we are working for, either we think that ये मुझसे नहीं हो पाएगा, I won't be able to do it, I cannot do it, or second, we don't have that burning desire to get that thing. If both of these things are in place, one, the burning desire, it's not just the desire, not just the wish, it is the burning desire. That means you are able to do all the sacrifices that is required to get there. If you have burning desire. Second, if you have the positive attitude, ki I can do it and I will do it. If you have these two things in place, then you would be able to work on it and you'd be able to concentrate. So I would say first work on this burning desire. You actually need to ask whether you actually want to do it, and second, getting that belief, getting that faith that you can do it. Then it will definitely push you, right? So get these two things in place. Thank you so much, Preeti, for that. And so Sukhbir is saying, I've completed full syllabus 4 times, but then also it takes me same time to complete, because Sukhbir, if you're trying to read everything again and again in every revision, it is going to take the same time. At least whatever you are reading in the syllabus in your notes, try to highlight the previous year questions and the previous year topics, so that with every revision you focus just on that. आपको हर बार सब कुछ पढ़ने की जरूरत नहीं है. I know that if you miss some topics, it also leads to FOMO. Ki what if a question is asked from this? But trust me when I say that, you don't need to do that. At least, like, if you do the previous year questions, you would stand a good chance to crack this exam. Okay? So filter down the syllabus, the notes that you are reading with every revision. And like I said, in the last 7 days, revision is very, very important. Revising all the 19 subjects is very important. Do not leave any subject. Remember that something of everything is much more important than doing everything of something. I know that it sounds like a tongue twister, but that means that doing at least the important stuff, at least the previous year questions of all the 19 subjects, is much more important than just doing like medicine, surgery, OBGY in detail and not doing the rest of these subjects. And now, if you ask me that which are the subjects which are the most important for INI-CET? Okay, which are the subjects which are the most important for INI-CET? The ones that I would say, just give me a minute. Right. So the subjects which are most important for INI-CET are your first year and second year subjects. That is the pre-paraclinical subjects. Anatomy is important. Then physiology is important. Biochemistry is very, very important. So is pharmac, microbiology, pathology, and FMT. These are the subjects. I know that majority students are afraid of these subjects, but at the same time, remember that these subjects form your 60% of the questions. That is approximately 120 questions is out of 200 questions is going to be from these subjects. And to get a good rank in INI-CET, how many questions do you need to get right, or to get the good rank? How many questions? You need to target 150 to 160 questions. I would say थोड़ा ज़्यादा ही target रखो, like 160 questions is what you need to do. उसमें से 120 questions तो आपके first year और second year subject से ही है. So these are the ones that you need to tackle first. And next, in the clinical subjects, the most important subjects are surgery and OBGY. These are the ones which are very, very important. And then at the third, you have PSM, which is important. The subjects which are like, they are very unpredictable. You don't know what is going to be asked from those subjects. Which are those subjects? So ENT, every time you would see that there is a new topic that is asked. So ENT, then you have ophthal or even anesthesia. These are few subjects that you can never predict कि कहाँ से question आएंगे. So focus on the most frequently asked, like the previous year topics itself. Don't try to delve into the deep, the areas of these topics. Okay? Right. Now, coming to the question that I'm seeing, I'll come to that question. First, let me tell you the timetable now. Okay, what is the timetable that I have made for each one of you? So, this is the timetable. Why do you see two timetables here? Because one timetable here that you see here, this is the subject-wise timetable. This is the timetable which is system-wise, integrated. Now, who should be following this system-wise wala? Especially for the students who are reading the first aid USMLE book, and where you have the information is given system wise. And first aid, now coming to the question, first aid USMLE, is it important? Yes, it is important. It gives you a lot of information. Like recently I've taken the sessions based on first aid. Biochemistry part also I've taken. You would see that every line in first aid is like a potential question. So you need to have that tactics, that skill to read that book. If you have not done it in the past, at least some of the systems that you can read from first aid is biochemistry and microbiology, psychiatry, and the biostats part. Okay, to add to it, I would also add hematology part. So at least बाकी कुछ नहीं, बाकी systems नहीं, बाकी कुछ नहीं करना है. So at least try to do these from first aid, because majority of the questions you would see are being given already. The high yield information has been given in the limited pages of first aid. So what you need to do is previous year questions karo, first aid में से biochemistry पढ़ो, whatever are the previous year questions, just highlight it in first aid, so that also gives you the confidence कि हाँ first aid में सब कुछ दिया हुआ है. Okay, so at least try to do this. For the students who have not done first aid before, these are the areas that you should be doing from first aid. For the students who have been reading like first aid in and out pehle se, you can follow this system wise timetable and using the first aid. For the students who are sticking to their primary resource, whatever resource you have been using for your NEET PG preparation, you can do your subject wise timetable as well. So if you see the timetable is similar, that means दोनों में anatomy, ortho, ENT, ophthal same है. We are completing it by 5th of April. Then from 6th April to 17th April, are the days where either you can do subject wise, physio, pharmac, medicine, peds, surgery, patho. These subjects can also be done in the system wise. This would be covered, right? So in the same days, you can do it system wise. In the system wise timetable, I've also given you extra days for completing the general part of the subject. Like let's say physiology mein general physiology part hai, which is very important for INI-CET. Like the cell physiology, the membrane potential, the types of transport, that is important. General pharmac is very, very important. If you see rather in INI-CET, the general parts of the subject is very important. Jaise general part of pathology is important, general physiology, general pharmacology, general part of surgery, all this is very important. So that is why I have given you extra days to complete that as well, okay, along with your system wise. This you need to do from your notes apart from the first aid, okay, try to do it apart from the first aid as well. And then the same timetable continues for the two timetables. OBGY hoga for the next 2 days, radiology, anesthesia, micro, PSM, FMT, right? Then the timetable is the same. So the choice is yours whether you want to do a subject wise timetable or you want to do system wise timetable. You can do any of that, right? And this timetable basically you are completing on 28th of April, provided you are starting tomorrow, that is 1st of April. And trust me that whenever you feel like time बहुत कम है, पता नहीं कि ये medicine 3 दिन में कैसे finish करूं, try to at least do the previous year questions. And honestly, if you ask me, it is not just the last 5 years, it is the last 10 years papers rather that you should be focusing, because in the last November 22 INI-CET exam, we saw a lot of questions that were repeated from 2014 exam, from 2015 exam. So those questions are also important. You would get them. The PDF is available easily on the Telegram. You can get them from the respective subject guidebooks that are also available there, right? So you can check those previous year questions from those resources. Rather than reading or solving irrelevant questions, I would say that do the previous year questions before 2017 also till 2012. 2012 तक के questions target करो. In subjects like anatomy, PSM, a lot of questions from the previous years are repeated. Right, the examiners are smart. They know that majority of the students solve the recent 3 years questions. So they might not repeat the questions from the recent years, but from the previous years. Okay, but from the previous years. Right. So Sujata is asking who should target INI-CET. Honestly, everyone who's eligible for the exam should be targeting INI-CET. Especially this mid-session, the May wala session, because the number of students appearing for the exam is relatively less. And second, the exam is generally found to be easier as compared to the November exam. Third, the number of seats have increased because now we have so many AIMS institutes, right? So anybody who's eligible for the exam should be targeting INI-CET. Even if you are like you feel that I will not get a rank, but you are eligible, at least give the exam. Okay, at least give the exam. You never know, the luck might favor you and you might land in a central institute. Okay. ठीक है. And the next one, how many questions should one attempt? Pradyuman Chauhan is asking. See, to get a good rank, like if you are honestly targeting to get a rank and a seat in the Central Institute, you should be solving at least 185 questions out of 200. Now, the last 15 questions, whether to solve or whether to leave them, because always there are going to be some, random eccentric questions in INI-CET also. जैसे लेट्रोजोल का half life पे question था in one of the recent INI-CET exam. So these are the questions where, like, if you know the answer, you know, or you don't know them, right? So depending on judge in the examination hall, what do you think is the difficulty level of the exam? If you think that the exam is on the easier side, the questions are on the easier side, a lot of previous questions, previous topics are repeated, then you need to attempt more. If you think that overall the subject difficulty is more, the exam difficulty is more, then you can, maybe just stop at 185. So like I said, if you are getting 160, 165, correct, like you are sure कि मेरे 200 में से इतने तो right है, then you can expect a good rank in the INI-CET exam, right? So this call needs to be taken in the examination hall depending on the difficulty level. ठीक है. And next one that we have. Okay, Clostridium is asking from where to give the GTs. So for the notes, you should be sticking to one resource. Like if you've been using PrepLadder ka rapid revision, stick to that. For the grant test, I would say that give grant test from multiple platforms. We have a grant test on PrepLadder, you have grant test on various other platforms. Try to give the grant test from multiple platforms because you get to see a lot of questions, right? But grant test will make sense only when you review them and you learn from them. It is not just कि बस 3 घंटे वहाँ बैठ के, we have just given the exam, we have not analyzed it. After giving the grant test, you have to analyze it, you have to learn out of it, and you have to work on your weak areas. That is when it would make more sense. If you're not doing that, then please don't give the grant test, right? And another important thing, remember that in INI-CET, the time is less. You don't have 210 minutes in INI-CET, you only have 180 minutes for the same number of questions, that is 200 questions. So generally, time management is an issue for many students in INI-CET. The questions, the options are a bit tricky. So that is why work on time management well before time. Another point, the questions that are marked for review in INI-CET are not considered for final evaluation like it is done in the NEET PG. NEET PG में review वाले questions consider होते हैं, INI-CET में consider नहीं होते हैं. So please keep minimum number of questions for review, right? If you have read a question once, try to mark the answer in the first read itself. When you come back, your thought process is not going to change. So trust your instinct, trust your subconscious mind, and mark the answer in the first read itself because you're not going to get a lot of time for reviewing the questions in I9CT. Okay, so first is my answer mark kar lena. Yes, Medico Forever is hematology weightage more in medicine part. Medicine patho combined basically. Hemat is absolutely important for I9CT. Same is with the neuro, the CNS, because I9CT has NIMHANS also participating. So hemat is important. Neurology is very, very important for I9CT. Okay. Yes, Shraddha, the pre and post tests that I do might not be in alignment with the schedule, but you can anyways give those tests because it's like a MCQ practice for you, right? So even if it is not along with your schedule, if you're following this, you can still give those tests. Yes, Swapnika, that's the first thing that you should be doing. The PYQs with the related topics. सबसे पहले वो फिनिश करो, फिर उसके बाद बाकी चीजों के लिए सोचो. Vishnu, from the pre-YQ, study the whole topic or just the respective part? I would say study the whole topic. That tells you that that particular topic is important. So let's say that in anatomy, there's a question on piriformis. So I would say that read the entire topic of the gluteal muscles. The muscles in the gluteal region, that is important. Kiran is asking, when should we give the grand test? Now you have only 1 month remaining. So at least in the last 7 days, of course, you don't have to give any grand test. I would say in the last 10 days, don't give any grand test. In this 1 month, target for giving 2 grand tests. Okay, give only 2 grand tests at a gap of 15 days is what I would say. Divya, examiner is also watching my session. Okay. Divya asked, luck bhi hota hai? I would say yes. Because see, your entire result also depends on what is your condition in the examination hall. You must have seen yourself many students who have worked so hard, studied so hard, but something happens at the last moment, the anxiety, the stress, some technical glitches, anything, which we feel are out of our control, and we screw the exam. So that is where thoda sa factor of luck does come into play, right? So that is why keep praying to God daily. Luck आपके favor में होना चाहिए. So that's also very important. Nahi, H for happy. Even the PDF is good enough. If you are using iPad, of course, you are, decide what is comfortable for you. If for a person who thinks that कि नहीं मेरे को hard copy ही लगती है, then only things go in my brain, then get the hard copy or just the print the PDF. That is what you can do rather than getting the entire hard copy. Second, if you are convenient using the soft copy and the iPad, you can make the notes in that as well. Alok, if you have joined late, I've definitely said that it's very, very possible to crack INI-CET in this crucial stage also. It all begins with the single thought that I can, and that changes your entire course of action, and you would see the result coming in. Okay, so Soumya, I've answered your query that two grand test is what you should be giving. Okay. Short INI-CET is something that you have to do. The most important topics is what we would be doing. Molecular biology, I've done some sessions recently. You can also check the first aid. In the first aid, in the biochemistry part, lab techniques is given separately. Try to read that and combine it with the PYQs. That is all you need to do for molecular biology. Okay. Nice. Saidam, if you're good in your basics, you don't need to do any other resource. Like you stick to that one resource. Divya, you can skip the NEET PG PYQs. Rather than that, I would say that do the INI-CET PYQs of last 10 years or even before that, rather than doing the NEET PG PYQs. Okay? Yes. For the PYQs, I've already told you the resource. I see a lot of queries coming in. And Manjot, I'll try to do that. I'll keep you posted on the Telegram group for the rest of the subjects also. Dr. Happiness, I would do this. Definitely sorry for not being able to share the PDF. I'll do that. Okay. And yes, Rahul, PYQs from 2011 to 2022 is the best thing to do, I would say. Okay, that's the best thing that you can do. Right. Garima, I've answered your question. To get a good rank under 200, 165 correct. 165 correct is what you should be targeting. नहीं अजरा एम्स के क्वेश्चंस पे पहले ज्यादा फोकस करो. Okay. Yes. Purvai, like I said, you need to mark some answers based on your intuition. कि मुझे लगा कि आंसर है उसको मार्क कर देना if you're not reaching that mark of the number of correct questions that you want to reach. ठीक है? All right, so I believe I've answered majority of the queries, and this is the timetable. I'll share it on my Telegram group also for the students who are planning to start from tomorrow. You can do it subject wise or you can do it system wise, and this is the sequence that you need to follow. Now, also coming to some do's that you should be doing in these last days. Revise, revise, revise. Don't just go behind reading the new stuff. चलो biochemistry यहाँ से भी पढ़ा, वहाँ से भी पढ़ा, वहाँ से भी पढ़ा, हर जगह से पढ़ा, and at the end you are not able to revise. Your final target is to make some concise notes so that you can revise in the last 7 days. Believe me, making notes does help, right? Whatever you are learning, whatever PYQ you are solving, put it as a one-liner in the notes so that you can revise it in the last. Practice MCQs, that is most important, the PYQs. And don't just do the questions, do the related topics. Because question might not be repeated same, but the topic is definitely going to be repeated in INI-CET. Like in Gynac, CA cervix we know is repeated like every single time. Very, very important. So there are some favorite topics which you will find time and again. Whenever you feel tired, do take a break, but you don't break down, right? Take some break, take some relaxation time, do some meditation, go for a walk. It is not a waste of time. It actually increases your efficiency. Don't be very rigid on yourself कि नहीं I've decided कि morning 9 to evening 5 मैं एक ही जगह पे बैठ के I'm gonna read. दिमाग में कुछ जा रहा ही नहीं. It's not making a difference. Do not do that. Whenever you feel that your efficiency is decreasing, take a break. But remember that that break has to be of limited time itself. ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि you are draining into that entire break time and never coming back to studies, right? It should not go that tangentiality कि वापस ही नहीं आ रहे. So take limited time breaks and follow time boxing. Because if you don't follow time boxing, you won't be able to complete the subject. So like I said, कि anatomy अगर कल start कर रहे हो, so give yourself the target that these PYQs from 2017 to 2022, I'll try to finish by 5 p.m. tomorrow, like 5 p.m. tomorrow maximum. So give yourself this time box कि 5 बजे तक ये complete करना है. उसके बाद फिर weak topics करने हैं. Second day पे rest of the topics करने हैं. Right? Follow time boxing. That is very, very important. Coming to some don'ts, what you should not be doing. Don't get into the greed to read more. कि है ना हर जगह से पढ़ना is not important. It's important to make your foundation, make your concept strong. Learn some mnemonics to remember the volatile topics. It actually helps you in the examination hall. to retain and to recollect the volatile topics. It decreases your number of revisions. You can watch. I put out a lot of videos with mnemonics. Do not get into the FOMO. Ki my friend is reading first aid, but I am not reading first aid. I will not be able to crack the exam. Don't go to the examination hall with any FOMO, right? Don't reduce your sleep to complete your targets. In the process of completing the target, we try to take some time from our sleep. The next day, then we have the entire day headache and we are not able to do anything. So effectively, क्या हुआ कि हमने next day पूरा waste कर लिया, right? So don't try to do that even till the end. Whatever number of minimum hours you need for sleeping, someone needs 6, someone needs 8, someone needs 10. Follow that, okay? Don't stress out. I know that this exam is important, but at the same time, being there, done that, doing that, with a lot of students, trust me that this is not the end of the world. नीट पीजी में रैंक नहीं आया, INI-CET है. INI-CET में रैंक नहीं आया, next INI-CET एग्जाम आएगा, नीट या next आएगा, right? The exam is gonna come and go, but your mental peace is something that should always be there. There should be nothing which affects your mental peace, right? These exams are like just one milestone in your life. They don't define your life or they don't define your worth. Irrespective of the results that you have got in NEET PG, you are unique, right? There's gonna be no one like you. So don't lose on that uniqueness. Don't doubt yourself during this preparation phase. कि NEET PG में इतना गंदा rank आया, I was not even able to qualify. Why should I even be giving INI-CET? Trust me, you should be watching some interviews, right? Whenever you get this doubt wala thing, watch some interviews which are available on YouTube. You know how students from rank 1 lakh went to the rank of less than 1000. How students who did not qualify NEET PG cracked the INI-CET. When you listen to their stories, these are the real stories. They give you the motivation कि भाई उसने कर लिया तो even I can do it, right? So watch those interviews. And of course, don't quit, right? Whenever you are tired, take a break. Rest if you must, but don't you quit. Because remember that winners never quit and quitters never win. If you quit from this preparation phase, you are pretty sure that you are not gonna clear this exam, right? Even one day is important here. So if you lose your track and you get out of the playground, you are losing the match for sure. But if you stay there on the ground till the last ball, you never know that something might happen, and in the last ball you might hit a six and you might win the match. So staying there on the ground, playing till the last ball is something which is very, very important, no matter how hard it might seem. But at the end, when you would look back, you would be very proud of yourself, right? So persist and be consistent in your studies. That is very, very important. Okay, that is very, very important. Right. There are few more queries that I see. Nick Monic daily challenge. I'll try to do Sheikh for those what I can do with that. And H for happy. Please continue your schedule, your studies as it is. As and when the short would come, add it to your schedule. Okay? So Dr. Das, I think I've answered your query already. And only study, I think I've answered your query. Trust me, everybody of you here have equal chance to crack the exam. It is more of the attitude game now rather than the aptitude game. If you study with a positive attitude, nobody can stop you. Trust me on that front. ठीक है. Great, Srinivas. I'll be waiting to hear from you post INI-CET. I love that spirit. And we'll be waiting to get your success story featured in the interview on the PrepLadder channel. And so, ending it, don't stop until you are proud of yourself. You might have got a medium rank in NEET PG, your family, आजू बाजू के लोग might tell you, चलो ये मिल रहा है branch, ले लो. क्या पता आगे तुम्हारा rank आएगा कि नहीं आएगा. But follow your heart. That is one thing that I always say. Your heart knows what you want to do in your life. If your heart says, no, I want to take one more chance, please take that one more chance and keep going until you are proud of yourself, until you are satisfied with whatever results you have got. In the end, no patient will come and ever ask कि तुमने PG कितने attempt में clear किया. In the end, what matters is how good you are as a clinician, how well you are treating your patients. Whether it's first attempt, whether it's fifth attempt, it's never important, right? And remember that your success can be delayed, but it cannot be denied. Nobody on this earth can deny you your success. It might come tomorrow, it might come day after, it might come after a week, after a year, but sooner or later, sabka time aega. So wait for your time and have that patience and keep going, until you are proud of yourself. And remember that keep your calm. That's the most important thing to do in these days. And we are all in this together. Whenever you face any query or you have any difficulty, please feel free to reach out to us. We are connected on the Facebook group also. We have the Telegram group also. So please drop in your queries. We would be more than happy to help you in this regard. On the PrepLadder YouTube channel, we are also running the INI-CET images session. So I have the radiology session upcoming on 4th of April, where I would be discussing all the images that have been asked in the previous INI-CET exam. Right, so 4th April, 5 p.m. Mark your calendars, subscribe to this YouTube channel with the bell on so that you don't miss on the notification. Right, so we will meet again on 4th of April for discussing the INI-CET radiology important images. And I hope that this gives you a direction. The today's session gives you some direction, gives you some strategy, and gives you some motivation, which is not just short lasting, but I want it to last till your INI-CET exam. Okay? So Chandrasekhar is asking, should we watch the PYQ video discussion or just solve from the question bank? So two things here. If you think that it is my strong subject, let's say I'm planning to start with anatomy, but anatomy is my strong subject. मुझे anatomy में सब आता है. I can just solve the questions. I'm starting with physiology, but I feel that my concepts in physiology are not good. So in that case, you should go for watching the videos, because in the videos, the faculty, they discuss the topic related to that question, right? So majority of your concepts would be clear there. Okay? Dr. Happiness, for molecular biology, apart from whatever we have discussed, you also need to read the lab techniques wala section from the first aid. Right? I've covered a part of it, but not everything. So don't miss out on that. Okay? So thank you so much, everyone, for joining in. Follow the schedule, stick to that, follow time boxing, because the time is less. Time boxing will help you to keep on track. And again, please feel free to reach out in case of any queries, any difficulties that you are facing. I'm available on Telegram, on Instagram as well. And yes, keep studying, keep revising, and keep winning. See you on 4th of April on the same channel at 5 p.m. discussing the INI-CET radiology images. Thank you so much. Good night and take care.